Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of that Gang Stalking Show. My name is Doug. I'm a TI, and I've been a TI for 18 long years. Let me take a second to make sure I'm live on my TV. I'll be right back. Is anybody able to see this feed yet? Is there anybody in the room? There's nobody here. Let's just wait a minute. This sucks. I'm sorry for the unprofessional thing, but hey, it is what it is. Now I can't tell what's going on. Let me go over here and see if I'm live yet. It's just this whole day, man. It's just one thing after another. But I got something that I've never ever told anybody here. Never, ever, ever, ever have ever said what I'm about to say. So hang on. I can get this daggum thing pulled up. Well, to watch my own channel, I gotta put up with the commercials. Come on, man. There we go. There we go. We're good. We're good. All right. Now that I know that I'm live and that we're good, we're good. How do I get back to where I was, though? How do I get back? Okay, this is good enough. There's five people here. I'm about to let the hammer drop. DROP. Let's give it another minute. You guys go get you a sack of chips, get you a little beer, uh, whatever helps your day to go by, because I'm fixing to drop the bomb, baby. It is going to bomb. Like the Gap Band. You drop the bomb on me, baby. You drop the bomb. I'm going to drop the bomb. I am about to drop the bomb. About to drop the bomb. We're almost there. We got 13 people. I need to see like 7 more likes, some thumbs up. I need that. What up, Zeth? Into officially. What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Good freaking grief. Y'all hang on. I'm about to drop the bomb, y'all. About to drop the bomb. I am about to drop a loaded bomb. I'm tired of this program. I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of it. They've been getting a get out of jail free card from me for a long, long time. I've been giving this program a pass that it doesn't even freaking deserves. I'm fixing to drop the bomb on this. Fixing to drop the bomb. Just hang on just for a minute. I'll go get you a glass of iced tea, whatever it is you do. So I'm fixing to drop it, man. I'm going to drop it. Been away, been out trying to earn money. I went on a job interview yesterday. When I showed up to my job interview, they told me, "Oh, your job interview was yesterday." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, it was yesterday. And so I bombed the interview, thinking my job was interview was on Wednesday instead of Thursday, but they had it wrong. I was there 2 hours early, and the reason I was there early because my glasses these are out of script, and I was reading with this, and I read it as 11:30 instead of 1:30 in the afternoon. So we're about to drop it. Just hang on. While doing this, I dropped my phone in the sink full of water. Right now, I'm pissed off. I'm severely pissed off because of all this, man. Because I've been giving this program a pass. I've been giving this program a pass. They have been getting a get out of jail free card for me. I'm sick of it. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, is it paused or what? There it is. Yeah, it's paused. Okay, I got to turn the volume off on this because I'm sitting here yapping to myself. All right, how many people we got in here? I can't see what's going on now. Dadgummit. We're hold on, folks. It's just going to take a minute, and I'm going to drop the bomb. Okay, it says 18 people. I don't know how readable any of this stuff is. I don't know why it took all my information off the screen, but we're about to get to it. Just hang on, uno momento. Okay, I think I found the right one. It's just this is insane, man. This is insane what I'm going through. It's absolutely in freaking insane. Oh, come on, hit skip ads and let's see where we're at. I can't believe that there are cowardly people like this in the world. Every time stuff like this happens to me, I just go, "How can people be so calloused and so cowardly?" I mean, I don't understand that. But you never know what's going to happen with people who sit behind a computer screen and does all this. You just don't know what they'll do. Okay, now I'm getting things where I need it to be. All right, I'm in the control room. I'm good. I am GOOOED. Good. So we got 17 viewers, chat rate 2, views 32, average duration 242. Let me read the questions real quick and we'll get into it. What's up, Irene? And two officially just woke up from an aunt I just got away from months ago. They were intercepting my dreams. Okay. Kizzy, they will pay for their crimes. Yeah, they will. One of these days, it's all going to catch up to them. Tracy, what's up? Jerry Shaw, what's up? Where's the manual for voice to skull? It's not like they print those things. All right, I'm going to post a link real quick. I am asking for donations. I am. I've been making a little bit of money, but it ain't enough. It ain't enough. It ain't enough. It is not enough. Let me get a swaller real quick or something. There ain't nothing to swaller. All right, here's the deal, people. You guys have never, ever, not one damn time ever heard me say that I'm complaining of this. I'm hearing voices or I'm hearing sounds. I mean, every once in a while I'll talk about, I hear the little goink, goink of people trying to wake me up. Every once in a while I hear the little siren. It sounds like an EMS and it's in my head. But for years and years and years, and this is the fact of the matter, for years and years and years, off and on throughout the night, I wake up in pools of drenching sweat. Drenching sweat. I've been talking to my doctor about this for years. It doesn't matter what doctor I got. They all want to check for the same type of illness, same type of injuries and everything, and it all comes back negative. Well, you got night sweats. We don't know what to do about it. This didn't begin until I became a targeted individual. So I sweat profusely, intermittently, not every night, but a lot of nights. What's been happening lately is I've been checking my blood pressure. My blood pressure is usually under control, and my blood pressure is like 180 over 100, and it shouldn't be let that high. All right, let's move on to the next thing. Today, and not only today, but on many days throughout the past several months, I have been noticing that if I do this, look, pay attention. If I look straight forward, I'm okay. But if not moving my head right to the left, I'll look to the left, I'll look to the right, or I'll look up, I'll look down, I get vertigo. If I'm in a lane over here and I need to turn over my head, turn over my shoulder to see what's coming down the road, I get sick. Today, I'm painting my church that I go to. I'm painting the church, and the nausea from the vertigo was so dadgum bad, I had to lay down and do some painting. On the lower part of the building that needed painted. I just said, only thing I can do right now is just lay down and do a little painting. I can't stand up. When I stand up, I'm like, I'm woozy. On top of that, I am fatigued, like like I just ran 10 miles. I ain't got it in me. This is not normal every day the way I should be feeling. It's not. And for years and years and years and years, I have never, not one time, ever brought this up on my channel. Never. Never have I ever addressed this. I've talked about hearing the little sound that goes doink, doink of people trying to wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. They'll play that little sound that that sounds like on Mario Brothers when you do 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 they'll play some type of electronic sound like that. Or occasionally I'll hear an EMS or fire fire truck siren in my head, not outside of my building. These people, I'm getting tired of it. And see, here's the deal. I'm working with probably one of the best known TI advocacy groups, and I'm sworn to secrecy about this. And since I started working with them, now I'm getting hit. Now I'm getting hit. I just don't know what to say about this. I've never one time told you guys, hey, I sweat at night, and I think it's because I'm a TI and I'm being hit by classified technology. How many times have I ever told you that? Zero. How many times have I told you that I suffer vertigo? I'm talking about spinning around. You're like, you got to hold on to something. You got to hold on. I'm going down the road and I'm looking straight ahead. And if I turn my eyes a little bit to the right or to the left, I feel this sensation that I got vertigo. This is the same damn thing that's happening to the American and the Cuban, the American and the Canadian diplomats, excuse me, in Cuba. It's the same dadgum thing that has helped them. I mean, happened to them. Why are they doing this to me? What do they get out of it? What is the end game? What? Yeah, let's give him a stroke. Let's raise his blood pressure up. Let's give him a stroke and shut him up. I read some time back about Ted Gunderson, and Gunderson was like, this technology can do that. As a matter of fact, my blood pressure has been just really off the charts high. But I've been experiencing this blood pressure thing for the past several years. I just haven't been saying anything about it. Why? Because I haven't been 100% certain that it's brought to me courtesy of this program. I don't want to put something on my channel that's not the truth. I don't want people running around going, "Oh yeah, Doug Jones said, you can have a stroke or your blood pressure to get high, you'll be vertigo and all this." I don't want nobody saying that about my channel because I see it on Facebook every daggum day. Somebody's on Facebook every day saying they're making me do this, they're making me feel this, they're making me feel that, and I'm like, I can't say that. I don't I don't know. But this is it. I just got some information from Dr. Lynn Bear, who has been hit by this technology, and he was talking about that he saw his doctor, and his doctor was like recommending vestibular rehabilitation. And I'm like, wait a minute, that has to do with your inner ear. So I looked it up, and vestibular rehabilitation is for people who have chronic, dizziness. And he said he tried it and it didn't work for him. And then after I read that, I said, that's it, dude. That's it. This is what's going on. Because I get to my job site today, which is my church, and I'm doing my best just to get out there and knock it out so I can get away from it, so I can go find something else I can do to go make some money. Anything to make more money. And I'm walking around and I'm like, I'm walking around like an old man. I'm walking around like an old man. When I was a rehab nurse back in the early 2000s, I can't count how many times I would take care of a person that had a hip fracture. And you know why so many people who have fractures is because they have poor balance, or there's obstacles on the carpet and the floor, and people trip, they fall, bam, left ORIF, bam, right ORIF. That's a hip surgery. And I'm thinking, here I am, 60 years old, and I'm like wobbling around like an old man. And it's just all of a sudden coming up on me, man. I'm not taking any new medicine. I'm not eating any new food. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke weed. I don't do anything. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on is we got people in this program who are absolute, the worst that America has to offer. These are the kind of people that you don't want in America, but yet they're here. They're born as naturalized Americans, and yet they're as far from as being American as you could possibly be. They don't believe in due process. They don't believe in the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, or anything else. They're just like, we got this technology and we're going to force it on you. It's cowardly. Most men who don't have a yellow stripe up and down their back spine would fight fairly. When I was a little kid, there were a couple of times where I had a fair fight where you get knocked down or you knock somebody down, you get back up, and somebody's like, "Go ahead, I'll let you get back up. I'll let you get back up." I had those things happen. There were a couple of times when I had a fight and I got my tail whooped, and I'm sitting there holding my jaw or my bloody nose, and somebody reaches down their hands like, "Are we good?" And then you look up and you go, "Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good." That's honor. There is no honor with this program or anybody involved in it. Nothing. Absolutely no freaking honor, no integrity, nothing. And for 18 years, I've been saying over and over and over and over, I can't believe this is happening. I can't. It's been 18 years. And today, after all this, I'm taking an inventory of everything that's going on. I'm going, I can't believe that there's people like this alive in the world. I can't believe that anyone would be so cowardly to do this to another American. Why? What's the point? We want you dead, fucker. We want you dead. Does anybody have extreme vertigo? Do you have extreme dizziness? I mean, if I look straight ahead, I'm gonna look at the camera right now. I'm gonna show you my eyeballs. This is me looking straight into the camera. If I look to the left like this, that gives me vertigo. If I look to the right like this, that gives me vertigo. If I look up, I look down without turning my head, I get vertigo. If I'm looking over my shoulder to see if there's any traffic coming, I get vertigo. I'm 60 years old. I shouldn't be feeling like this. Not only that, last night, and see, I don't think about it. I've never ever complained about it on my channel because I sweat so much in my sleep. To me, it's just normal. There are a lot of people in this world that are so very concerned about their health problems. They'll call their doctor, they'll call the EMS, they'll call everybody. Oh, I got all these problems. I'm not making fun of people like that because I've taken care of people like that. But that's absolutely not who the hell I am. I'm not somebody that runs around, oh, well, my blood pressure's a little bit up. I need to run to the emergency room. Occasionally, I have ran to the emergency room like 5 or 8 times in the past 2 years. Last year, after the program started, I was having chronic, massive tension headache. And I was thinking this could be part of the program, but I'm like, I don't have any proof or anything to validate it or back it up. And I'm not going to type it all in. Can a targeted individual get chronic headaches and blood pressure rising? Yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to look for stuff like that. I don't need that in my mind. So for 3 to 6 months, I'm taking medicine, some Xanax, and extra blood pressure medicine, and then it resolves itself. It resolves itself to the point that I have to stop taking some of my blood pressure medicine. I mean, once it resolves, then I'll start getting what's known as orthostatic hypotension, where you're sitting down, and then when you get up, your blood pressure, I mean, all your blood goes down to your lower extremities from gravity, and you'll get lightheaded. And I can tell when it's resolved, it will happen like that. And I have to knock out a couple of blood pressure medicines. It's just crazy that I've been thinking, well, it's probably something normal in my health. It's not targeting. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to go on my show and talk about this because I just don't know what to feel about it. And number one, I don't want to go on my show and talk about this and be like that guy or that girl or that person or those people over there who's always posting, oh, they're making my migraines go bad. Oh, they're making me have blood pressure. Oh, I can't pee. Oh, I can't poop. Oh, my stomach this. Oh, that. I don't want my channel to be like that. And am I making fun of nobody? Of anybody? No. No. I'm just being a character because I don't want that on my channel. But like now, I've been having some contact with a major TI advocacy group that is getting behind me in this channel, and they warned me. They warned me they will come after you, and I'm like, I ain't worried about it. And still, I'm really not worried about it. I'm about to upload a video by a fellow named of Kevin Ship. I believe he's a former CIA member. And one of the things he's going to talk about in the video that I'm going to upload soon is that these people are fear mongers. I'm a member of about 65 Facebook groups. And the people that I pay attention to a lot, the people that I really pay attention to their posts are the ones, oh, they're going to kill me. Oh, they're waiting outside my apartment. Oh, they're ready to do me in. And it's not, oh, they're going to do that. It's, oh, they're going to force you into being in a state of fear. That's what they want. We have the technology that can tell what brain patterns you're in, alpha, delta, theta, and beta. We have that technology. And when they sense that you're in a state of fear mode, boy, I tell you what, talk about somebody that will put the pedal to the metal and drive straight to you, metaphorically speaking. They will put their foot on the gas and bake those tires, smoke those tires to get right to you. Why? Because you're fearing them. And that's what this stuff relies on. It relies on fear. If they sense that you're fearful because of your health, or that you're fearful that if you go outside, they're going to target you, or you're fearful that wherever you go, they're going to harass you, they are going to give it to you. They'll bring the kitchen sink. I know. 18 years of this, I know. Don't fear these people. I'm about to upload a video, and many of you, you'll watch the first 5 minutes and they ain't saying nothing about gang stalking. Not every video that you need to watch is going to talk about the word targeted individual or gang stalking. This video is about a whistleblower who was in the CIA, and he talks about other people that are whistleblowers. And he talks about this dark shadow government and this deep state. I don't care what you call it, they're all involved in it. If you watch what happens to Donald Trump, the FBI gets weaponized to go after him. The FBI gets weaponized to go after Giuliani. But Hunter Biden, they sit on his laptop and go, we don't know anything about Hunter Biden's laptop. Sorry, cowboy. Hunter Biden, I don't know what happened to that. Sir, we're asking you, is that a priority for the FBI to handle right now in a congressional hearing? Sir, I really don't have any information pertaining to the Hunter Biden laptop. I don't know what you're talking about, or it is like this. I can't remember. I can't remember. If you ever watch anything that Hillary Clinton is getting grilled on, or Bill Clinton got grilled on years ago, there's three magic words you got to say to get out of going to the penitentiary. I don't remember. I can't recall. Actually, those are two words, not three. I was listening to Jay Sekulow today, who was sitting in for Sean Hannity, and they were playing an audio tape about someone who's being grilled over the Hunter Biden thing. It is Twitter. They were grilling Twitter executives. And every time, I don't recall that coming up with Hunter Biden. I don't remember that. That was so long ago. I do thousands of tweets. I can't remember. These are the same people that said, especially in liberal states like California during the COVID lockdown, if you don't get vaccinated, you can't go out in public. Your church, you can't have church services right now because that's going to spread COVID. But BLM, Black Lives Matter, and Antifa, they can go out and do what they want to. It was all about controlling the masses. And I can't really articulate it well enough. But I'm telling you, there is something about this program that is intertwined into Democrats, liberal Marxism, and being woke. I'll tell you what I know about this program. This program was created by the template that the East Secret Stasi German police, they did this exact thing. They just didn't have the classified technology. This program existed in East Germany from 1950 until the day the Berlin Wall came down. It's on Wikipedia. The main reason they ran this same exact program of fear mongering. You want to guess why? Anybody want to type something in? Just tell me why you think they did it. I'm going to wait a moment and I want you guys to type in, why do you think that the East Secret Stasi German police ran this same program in East Germany? Give you a moment here. Somebody type something. There's no wrong answer. I'm not going to light you up. They did it to control the population of East Germany. Why? Because in liberal Marxist ideology, the state is everything. It's tyrannical. It means that they govern everything. What they say is what you do. Somehow or another, this program is intertwined with the people that go after Rudy Giuliani, the same people that go after Trump, and the same people that are weaponizing the FBI and the DOJ and the IRS. I don't know how many of you keep up with the news, but it was only a couple of months ago where I kept hearing about that Joe Biden wants to hire an extra 85,000 IRS agents. You know why? Let's go after you and me. You can sick those agents on Google or a big business or a business that's got money, that's making money. But you see, those big businesses has the money, time, and resources to fight all that back. They're not going to go after, businesses making $250,000 a year or 500,000 or 1 million or more than that. They're not going to go after it because it would be futile to do so. They're going to go after you and me to nickel and dime us. Why? Because they can, in litigation, control us. And that's what they want to do. This program has everything to do with a Marxist agenda. Everything in the world to do with a Marxist agenda. And I'm going to tell you something that I've been seeing the connections. I see where the dots are starting to connect. Now, for this, I need you to pay attention. I don't need you to watch 30 seconds and then leave and then come back and you're not going to be informed. You need to listen. Because some people may cry, racism, and it got nothing to do with racism. I actually have met the same people that put me in this program. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's absolutely no doubt. And I don't want to get in how I know it, but I do know it. These people are as far away from a Marxist liberal agenda as I could possibly even imagine. Now, listen to this because it's all going to be interwoven and tied in together. The very same people that elect Democrats are the very same people who do this. Don't cry racism or anything. Listen. Section 8, welfare, food stamps, EBT, and free cell phone service, free internet, free, 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 free. You see them every time you go vote. Straight ticket, Democrat. Why? Free, 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 free. If you were to take the time and ask them, why did you vote for Joe Biden? Why did you vote for Kamala Harris? Why did you vote for Pete Buttigieg? Why do you vote for Bernie Sanders? Why? Why? What is it about that candidate that you like? They'll be silent. They'll be actually absolutely silent. If you ask them, what is the character and the content of the people that you're voting for? And some will just come right out and say, they give us free stuff. That's why we're voting for them. Well, here's where this little theory has got a twist and turn to it. I'm absolutely positive. I'm not going to name any names. I'm sure maybe one or two perhaps is watching right now. But I'm going to say this. These people are probably as anti those type of people as you could probably get. And yet, I don't think that they're connecting the dots by harassing me because they're involved in a secret society. Is basically what it is, a fraternity or a cult, however you want to call it. I'm not going to call them out. I'm not here to call them out. I'm just saying I know what they are, and there's more than one of these fraternities that are harassing me. I've actually partied with these people one time or another. I've actually sat down, I met them. They're good, hard, honest, working people. But you know what blows my mind is by them participating in this program, they're supporting the same people that the Section 8 people support, the food stamp people, the free money, the free internet, the free cell phone, the free. But if you just ask them, are you like those people over there that want all that free stuff? Oh, hell no, I'm not. Hell no. I don't like people like that. They're running our government. And if any of y'all are watching that I'm talking about, I want you to pay attention and then get your other comrades later to watch this video. Because here's the point I'm making. If you're supporting this program by getting an invitation to come and participate in it, you're supporting the program. Oh no, I'm not. I ain't supporting no liberal, limp-wristed Hollywood elites. Well, you're playing on their playground. They're the ones that call you up, say, "Hey, man, we're about to do a 6-month long campaign on Doug Jones, and if you guys want to jump in and have a little bit of fun, we'll debrief you on what we're going to be doing with him, and then we can set up some things where you guys get to participate." Because trust me, this is not all role surveillance players playing in this. This is not all people that are with the actual program. They do call up these people in these secret fraternities to participate. And you go, why do secret fraternities participate? And here's another little theory for you. They participate, and this is my theory. How they get into it, this is my theory. Over the years, watching documentaries, I've seen that George W. Bush, I voted for him. I shouldn't have. He's in the skull and bones. And then especially if you look into people that are in the legal aspect of government, people that grew up and became an attorney, they're in certain secret societies that are well known. If you look at people that end up it being in the FBI or the DOJ or in the actual law enforcement aspect of it, these people, I would say maybe 25% of them, they're in a different secret fraternity. These people join fraternities in college because it's well known that once you get into a fraternity, later on, once you graduate, you can start looking around for jobs. And all you got to do is call up some fraternity brother or ask around, hey, man, I'm trying to find an attorney position in Dallas and I don't know who to talk to. And all they got to do is talk to somebody they went to college with, a frat brother. Go, oh, man, I know somebody. And I'm talking about people you barely even know, kind of like LinkedIn. You guys know what LinkedIn is, don't you? Let me type it out for you. For those that may be watching from a different country, there you go. It didn't come up as a link. But LinkedIn is a website that acts like a secret fraternity. If you sign up to LinkedIn, if you sign up to LinkedIn, it will enhance your ability to find a job because it acts just like this secret fraternity thing acts like. And that's like 30 bucks a month. But you join these fraternities or these sororities or these secret organizations, and years and years and years later, if you find yourself in a tight spot and you're in a pickle, just call up an old frat brother. They may not even remember you. You just got to refresh their memory. Hey, man, we was in college. Remember that big kegger we went to, and I just blew chow all over everybody in the front row. Oh, that was you. Yeah. Well, hey, man, I, I I've been practicing law for several years, and I want to move to another city or state, and I need some help. Oh, brother, don't worry about that. We'll hook you up. Well, that in essence is what a fraternity, a sorority, and a secret society is like. Like I said, George Bush, skull and bones. Now, thinking of other people, I can't just spout off names, but I do know from watching these documentaries that there are people that join these fraternities, and what happens is that, like in this case, gang stalking, the program. This program is ran by people who are deeply immersed in part of these secret societies. And what they do is, for favors, they send out RSVPs. I don't even know what the hell that means. They send out these invitations to people that they know pretty well, people that can keep it on the down low, people that can keep things quiet. And they tell them, hey, man, we got this thing going on, and it's the targeting thing, it's the gang stalking thing, or whatever nomenclature they use to talk about it. And there's people that like, oh, I want to get into that. I heard this is really fun. They're like, yeah, it is. It's one hell of a way to spend a Saturday afternoon or a week. You know, we'll give you the information, and then you show up here. We got this guy, Doug Jones. We got him under our watch. We're going to be doing all these things. He's in your neighborhood. We'll send you pictures. We'll send you videos. We'll let you know what kind of car he's driving, and we'll let you know what you can do and what you can't do with him. Okay. And instead of these men minding their own business, spending the afternoon in their boxer shorts, scratching their sack with the remote, watching football games, they're like, oh, I ain't got time for this. I got a family here, but I'd rather be over there because it's going to be fun. That's what this is. It's entertainment. In a sense, if you ever watched the movie The Purge, that's what this is. It's the purge. It's the purge. But only if you get an invitation can you participate in it. And there's one rule: you cannot touch the targeted individual. You can imply through dark psychology, through classical conditioning, behavior modification, and psychological warfare, you can imply you're going to kill them. You can imply that you're going to take them out. You're going to imply that tonight is going to be the night that they do this to you, but they can't do a damn thing to you except imply that they're going to do it. And for some, this becomes like a thing. It's like, some people meet up to play paintball. Some people meet up to, play soccer or softball game. These people meet up to target and harass people illegally. A lot of fun in this, a lot of fun in this. If that's the way your head is screwed on, your head is screwed on this way, it's fun. And these people don't think or even consider the fact that the person they're harassing may end up killing themselves. They don't care. From what I understand, I've seen a video on the internet that I was thinking about uploading to this channel, but it is so vivid and graphic and it makes so many accusations against law enforcement that I don't want to upload it. Why? Because I respect law enforcement. I really do. I know somebody that I went to high school with, and we've talked about this program. He's like, Doug, I just don't understand this. I'm like, Joe, it is what it is. And I can't believe you haven't heard of this. But he's a cop in a small town, and perhaps he hasn't really heard about it. But I grew up with this guy. I played music with him. He's an outstanding gentleman, and he's also a Christian. But see, that's another aspect of this is that typically real God fearing Christians, a brother in Christ is not going to do this to another Christian. Even a real God fearing Christian is not going to do this to anybody because that goes against his faith. You know why it goes against his faith? Because of this. The law, the sum of all the laws are summed up like this. I can't tell you what book it is in, but it's in the New Testament. It says this, Master, what do I have to do to get into heaven? It says this. This is Jesus saying, you have to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, and all the soul, all your soul. And the second part of it is this, you must love your neighbor as you love yourself. God-fearing Christian is not going to harm anybody, much less somebody they don't even like. Most God-fearing Christians, if they don't like somebody, they just stay away from them. And even when it comes to brass tacks, somebody's mouthing off and like, what do you think about so and so? He's a piece of crap, isn't he? I really ain't got nothing to say about that. And they'll go on about their business. But there's a lot of fake Christians out there who think that Christianity is this, oh, I believe in Jesus. All you got to do is ask Jesus for forgiveness of your sins and you're good to go. Right? Yeah. If you're saved, if you're saved, you can pray, dear Lord Jesus, please forgive me. And he will. But if you're not saved, he doesn't hear it. Can't tell you what book, what verse, and what chapter that is in, but it's the absolute God's honest truth. The only prayer that God will listen to, or Jesus will listen to, or the Holy Spirit will listen to is the prayer of a godly man or woman. Or in the case, if you're ungodly, I don't care how ungodly you are. Let's say you've been making porno movies. Let's say you're a porn actor. Let's say you engage in all kinds of Caligula type orgies. If you get down on your hands and knees and you pray to God or pray to God however you can and say, God, I'm done with this. I'm done with it. I'm turning myself over to you. I am a wretch. He will hear that prayer. And if you're serious and you repent, you turn away from it, he will hear every single prayer after that. But you have to get saved and you have to be a born again Christian. All this nonsense, oh, all you got to do is ask Jesus to forgive you. It's a bunch of nonsense. See, that's how the devil corrupts the mind of the masses. How many movies have I ever seen where it involves the mafia? You know, it involves the mafia. What do? They go and whack somebody, shoot them in the head. And then what do? They'll play with their little rosary beads and they'll do this. Father, please forgive me. I sinned. That's it. Hey, it's done. I just whacked the guy, but I threw up some prayers and I played with a rosary bead and I'm good now. No, you're not good. But like I said, these people that are involved, that get to participate when a new campaign is brought out, these people, they don't vote Democrat. I know they don't. These people don't support welfare. They don't support, I mean, in a sense, yeah, they do if you need it. But this generation after generation of give me some money, give me Section 8, give me food stamps, give me free money. I'm going to have another kid. Give me more money. Give me more money. They don't support that. But here's the thing that ties us all in together. If you were asked these people, hey, do you vote Democrat? Oh, hell no. But then what I'm asking any of you, if you're watching, if you don't support Democrats and you don't support Marxism and liberalism and the limp wristed elite in Hollywood, why are you playing in this playground? Because this is their playground. Republicans did not create this program, just the same way that the far right didn't create it in East Germany. The far left created this program. The people who were communists, who had Marxist ideology, created this program, and only they participated in it. The people that had right views, to the right, conservative, they didn't participate in it. They were the targets, just like Rudy Giuliani, just like Trump, and just like everybody else that is being targeted by this aspect of our government. Those people that are targeting the people on the right are from the people on the far left. I can't tell you names. I can't tell you the name of the organization, but I can tell you this with 100% confidence. This program is being propagated by people in the far left, the people that want this country to one day no longer abide by the US Constitution, no longer wants to have the Bill of Rights or the right to protect yourself with a gun. That's what these people are doing. They want to take away freedom of speech. They want to take away everything. And yet, these people that live in the same area I'm in, the same county or surrounding counties, they're gung ho when they do participate in it. They get after it. They're all in. And I'm like, why? Because we don't like you. We don't like you at all. And my response is, I understand that. But you do know that by participating in this, you are swearing your allegiance to the left. No, I'm not. I don't give a damn about Joe Biden. Really? Well, your actions say otherwise, because this is the same program that if Joe Biden needed to call in a solid to get Hunter out of something, he'll call in this same organization. Maybe not where we're at in the gang stalking, but it's the same organization that is running all of this. So, especially if there's anybody from my hometown or nearby and you're watching this and going, well, we can't wait till we get our hands on you. Okay, I understand that. I understand that. But by what you're participating in, one of these days, this program is going to go full tilt boogie. When it goes full tilt boogie, that means that you're not going to get any protection. Your family's not going to get any protection. Your friends not going to get any protection. Why? This program is not going to look at you and go, well, you participated in it for years and years. We're going to give you a pass. No, this thing is going to turn into a heinous monster. And the people that are now participating in it, their sons, their daughters, their grandchildren, they're going to be a part of this program. Why? Because the ultimate goal of this program is for mass control, to control the masses. Ever wonder what's going to happen when they take away your paper money? I don't even have a dollar in here. You know what's going to happen when they take away your paper money? It's going to go strictly digital currency. How are you going to be able to enforce digital currency? How are you going to be able to do that? You got to have some method to control the masses, right? This program right here, by getting your DNA, they can start doing bioresonant frequency targeting, which is what I've been getting. They'll be able to hound you wherever you go, and your money's not going to do you any good. The best that you're going to be able to hope to do is to barter and to trade. But if we're all hooked up to this hive mind thing, and this is something I've been totally staying away from because it's number one, it's a theory. But after I experienced the severe vertigo I've had today, after I woke up in another pool of sweat in my bed last night, after going to bed last night, taking two extra blood pressure pills to keep my blood pressure from stroking out, I started thinking about what these people said in this advocacy group. And they go, they're going to come after you. I go, I'm not worried about it. And still to this moment, I am not really that worried about it. The thing that concerns me is that the people that are participating in this are participating in the demise of America as the way we we all know it and come to love it. This is going to take away all your constitutional rights. It's going to take away all that stuff. It's going to take away your right to due process. Someone will point a finger at you and say, you're guilty and you're going to be guilty. It's going to take away your Fifth Amendment, your freedom of speech. It's going to take away all your constitutional rights. And I kind of stay up on politics. And you know what I'm learning from politics right now is that the people who are in power right now, they're ignoring laws on the books to keep illegal immigrants from coming into our country. So one day they can grant them amnesty. And when they do, those people are going to be able to vote. And you know what they're going to do when they vote? They're going to vote Democrat. They're going to ship and vote these people in however they can get them in. And they're going to do gentrification in all these red cities, red counties. And they're going to take away the Republican and the independent vote to one day within, I don't know, it'll take a while, maybe another decade or two. But once they get everything with gentrification and they've flooded all these cities with all these people that are going to vote for them, there's we're not going to have America anymore. It will become a democratic, not a democratic, but a socialistic type state that is run by Marxism. I've been keeping up with this Marxism for a long time. And you know what the majority of people say about Marxism right now? Though it's failed over and over and over, do you know what the reply to that is? It hadn't been done right yet. Marxism hasn't been done right yet. You let us do this, and we will make sure that it's done right. And these people want this because once Marxism is in place, you've got people that control the masses. They get to do one thing while the population has to do the other thing. You have to do it or you're going to go to jail. You either have to do it or they're going to use this gang stalking program to control people. How do I know that this program is going to be able to control people? Well, I've been hit with forced speech. I was laying in a jail cell in 2004, 2005, something like that, maybe 2006. And I didn't know I was in the program, but from 2004 until 2010, I was in the program and I didn't know it. I thought I was the only person on planet Earth who was going through all this bizarre nonsense. I'm laying there in my jail cell on the top bunk. It's like 8 guys in there. Listen to me and pay attention. It's like 8 guys in a jail cell. And they were wearing me out. Not those people in the jail cell, but this voice to skull technology was wearing me out. I hadn't been sleeping. All of a sudden, I'm laying it flat in my bed, and then the urge to say something just overwhelmed me. And I go from laying down to sitting straight up. And I'm like, anywhere from 30 seconds to about a minute. You know what they were trying to get me to do? They were trying to get me to say that word that is a heinous word that no one should ever mention. It's the word that rhymes with trigger, but starts with an N. Here I am. I've been in the program for a couple of years. All this bizarre stuff is happening, and I sit straight up in my bed, and it's like automatically I just get Tourette syndrome. Do you know what Tourette's is? That's people who, whatever's going on in their mind tells them to say all this bizarre stuff like you stink, hey, you ugly MFer, and you da, 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 da. They can't shut up. I've seen it once or twice when I was a mental health technician working in state hospitals. I saw it one time at a bar. I was at the Caliente Club in Jacksonville, Texas, somewhere in the late 80s. It was on a slow night. And I'm sitting there at the bar and I'm drinking my beer. Really nobody to talk to. And this guy right next to me, he's just like, "Ah!" He's blurting out profanity. Hey, you suck! Ah! That's what happened to me. Automatically, just like that. But it wasn't. "Blah!" It was, "Nah, nah, 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 nah." And I could feel it. If that's what this voice to skull technology was doing, it was doing forced speech. Now, after this happened, I kind of just forgot about it. Then years later, I read about it. I go, hey, didn't that happen to me? Yes, it did. So if you got technology that can make people say something against their will, and this technology can make you have absolute vertigo. Today, when I'm painting, I mean, look at my hands. You see all the paint on my hands? I've been painting all day. Been painting my church. This church is like a $2,500 job, and I'm painting it for $400 so I can pay my truck note. And I'm still not done. I committed myself to doing this. I mean, if I was retired right now, I would do it for free. But I got on the phone. I'm like, hey, preacher, man, I'm about to lose my truck. I'm about to get evicted. And can I paint the church? Can I pressure wash it? And he jumps right on it and he contacts the church secretary and everything else, and we put it together. Thank God, because my truck payment was due 3 weeks ago. Today was the 20th day. Tomorrow been 21. They would have came and got my truck tomorrow. I made it to the dealership today, 15 minutes before 5 o'clock, and I got it paid. So I'm out there trying to paint this morning, and I'm feeling really, really weak. Like my legs are like rubber bands. And I go, well, I didn't eat anything this morning. I go, dude, you don't hardly eat in the mornings anyway. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. And then all of a sudden I'm walking and I'm like, it's like I'm drunk. I'm like, it's so bad that I had to lay down. So I'm painting this part of the church and there's some low work on it, like steps that goes into the basement. So I lay down and I paint all the low sections to get through this point. Later on in the day, I recovered from it, but I didn't think anything about it because this has been happening, but it hadn't been happening this severe. And I've never, ever, ever, ever brought this up on my channel. The only thing I've said about classified electronic technology is number one, I saw a device in 2016. I got a video on that. I saw one of the devices used in this. The only other thing that I mentioned was when I was in the scope of this device, If I got outside the range of it, it didn't happen anymore. Let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about on this device. You guys just hang with me. It's probably a little bit bigger than this. This is a blood glucose monitor. I was in a healthcare facility to try to detox from benzodiazepines, Clonopin, 2 milligrams twice a day. So I get in my bed about 10 o'clock and I hear all this sound like water in a brook, not like a river rushing, but kind of like that. I'm like, what is going on? Look around the room, I don't see anything. And I'm like, and it's kind of making me dizzy in my bed. And I'm laying down. And then I get up out of the bed to walk around to go get a drink of water, and then it stops. I walk down the hall, get a drink of water, I come back, I get in the bed. Like, what's going on? And as I'm laying in my bed, this facility I was in, they got like windows that are like recessed, that are like 12 feet up off the ground. There's no way you can get out of these windows, and it is a facility that can be a lockdown facility. But I wasn't being locked down. I voluntarily went there to get off benzodiazepines. So I see outside, like let's pretend like this is a tree. It's about this big around right here, probably about 8 to 12 inches. I see a little device sitting on top of it. It's about this size, a little bit bigger, about the size of a pack of cigarettes. In the middle of the device, I see something that is glowing, and it's this, like this cap. It's round. And then I also noticed that there's a gray wire that attaches to this, and it was attached to a tree outside. And when I saw it, and you can go back and watch the video. I cut this video years ago. When I saw it, I go, I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. So I got up, I got out of bed several times just to verify what I was experiencing is exactly what I was experiencing. And it was. Somehow or another, I managed to go to bed. I think maybe I asked for a sleeping pill, and then I shrugged it off, and then they woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning to give my thyroid medicine, because you need to give this medicine right here at least an hour before you eat, and preferably on an empty stomach so you can metabolize it. So I go to bed and I see the device up there, and then I wake up. They wake me up at 4, and I'm like, I got to look at the tree. Is it out there? And the device was off the tree. This little device that was with a wire up on a tree. I don't know what it was. I don't think it was microwave, but it was something. They're going to use this technology one of these days, people. They're going to use this technology to control the masses. It's going to be used to control you and me. That technology, whatever it was, that almost said me that almost made me say the word that rhymes with trigger. It could have very well made me said that. And what would have happened if I'd have said that in jail? They'd have had to put me in protective custody. They would have had to put me in a cell all by myself. You people know this. That was the only time that I've ever, no, there was another time, and I'm not going to talk about that. There was another time that they did force speech on me. This technology is insane. And it's like I said, I'm going to tie this up. This whole thing about these people that live in the same county I live in, Smith County. They live in Tyler. They live in Bullard. They live in Flint. They live in all these surrounding counties. And I can't imagine not a single one of these people ever voting Democrat. Not one time. But, but they will participate in this program. And who's running the program? Democrats, liberals, Marxist people. These are the same people that look at somebody wanting welfare, food stamps, and handouts, and free cell phone, free internet, free. We don't need people like that in America. No, this is what's messed up with America. Well, cowboy, you're in the same shoes they are. They're voting for all this free, free, free stuff. They don't even know who they're voting for. They could care less. They don't keep up with politics. They don't know that Joe Biden failed the third grade. They don't know that Joe Biden plagiarized a law paper in law school and got an F on it. Do you know what? If I would have plagiarized anything or lied about anything in nursing school, I would have not just failed that class. I would have been banished. They would never, ever let me go back to Tyler Junior College in Tyler, Texas to finish my nursing program. So Joe Biden lies about that. And then as soon as he becomes a politician in Delaware, he's just lying everywhere. He's telling people, oh, when my father was down in the coal mines, they'd spend 12 hours in the coal mine and we'd come up and they'd come up and then they'd play football. Well, that was a speech that was written by somebody in Europe. This was before the internet. And Joe Biden's thinking, well, I heard that speech. I'm going to go ahead and rip him off and pass it off on my own. He did, but they got him because the internet was just now starting to come into being. And someone said, hey, I saw that news story before, and that is a politician from the United Kingdom. And so they played it side by side, and Joe Biden's plagiarizing this guy and passing it off as his own words. Ladies and gentlemen, that's lying. That's lying. You know, there's people right now that go to college and instead of writing their own thesis, they'll go copy stuff off the internet and paste it onto a piece of paper, format it, run it through Grammarly, and then they'll give it to their teacher. And guess what? Big F, because it's easy to catch plagiarism. But this guy lies, failed the third grade, plagiarized, and he's lied his entire life. He's not been anything other than a parasite. That's all he's ever been in his entire life. A parasite on the American people. I didn't bother watching the State of the Union, but I caught a few excerpts on YouTube, and the guy just sit there and lied. Oh, look it up. Oh, look it up. People look it up. They found it he's lying, but you know what? The whole gist of the matter, everybody who's got half a brain knows he's lying. But the people who voted him in an office, if you just ask them, hey, this is your boy lying, they go, I don't care. Why not? I'm going to vote Democrat anyway. They're going to give me all the free stuff I want. But these people that have been harassing me, that have played key roles in harassing me, these people from these secret fraternities and secret organizations, if I were to ask them, why are you doing this? You're supporting the Democrats. They're like, hell no, I ain't. Number one, they would say, I don't know what you're talking about. They call me a liar. Number one, they would call me a liar, and I don't know what you're talking about. But the bottom line is, cowboys and cowgirls, if there's any of the 43 people in this room and you're with one of these secret societies and you guys can't wait to do me in, I understand. I mean, it's whatever, it's whatever. But I'm saying to you, listen to me. This is going to come back to bite you in the butt one of these days. It's going to come back to haunt your children and your children's children, because this program, this beast of a program, is being rolled out to control the masses. Right now, you're having fun, you're playing in the playground, but this playground was created by the Democrats. They're the ones that are running it. They don't have any problem using you up. Anybody that participates in, they don't have a problem with that. And one of these days, like I said, mark my words, mark it down. When this thing evolves into the digital currency, like it's talked about they don't call it digital currency in scripture, but it says there will be a day when you cannot purchase anything without the mark of beast. I've already seen some YouTube videos on this, how The central banks of the world are right now working on a system of digital currency. Do you know why? Think about it. No more will you ever have to worry about filthy cash. I mean, cash from time to time it gets dirty, it gets marked up. You got to take it out of the system. Cash is you got to count it. You got to get these guys in these armored brinks trucks to transport it. It's a big headache. You take all the brinks out and all the transportation and taking currency out and putting new currency in. That's a big headache. All of it itself, it's gone. You no longer have to count it. Your computers will count your digital currency. So if someone waves their hand, like you've got these little cards right now, all you got to do is do this, tap to pay. Well, it'll be something similar. Just wave your hand. You got a chip, or maybe you've got one of these digital tattoos. I've seen them as well. And these young people right now, they're thinking, "Oh man, that'd be great, man. I'll never have to worry about change in my pocket. I'll never have to worry about anything." But you know what's going to happen with that? It's not only going to be the way to pay; it's going to have all your information on it, your social security, where you live. Uh, you get pulled over by a cop, he'll scan you real quick. He'll see your whole record right then and there. None of this. This Deputy Jones. I'm here in Tyler, Texas, and I pulled over this guy by the name of Doug Jones. He's in this Nissan truck. I need a background. They won't have to do that. All they have to do is hit you with a little scanner, and it's going to all pull up. So what's going to happen to the people that don't want that mark? How are you going to be able to enforce this? And this is just my theory, people, just my theory. It's by this very same program right here. This program that is being tested on dissidents, whistleblowers, and revenge, and just for guinea pigs, this thing is going to be rolled out big time. And the people that don't want the mark, that are refusing to take the mark, people are getting off the grid. You got to have some way to make these people conform. How are you going to be able to make these people conform? Well, I can tell you this right now. A lot of people are already saying, well, man, I'm chipped, and they put chips in my eyes. They put chips in my head. There's no chips. 20 years ago, yeah, perhaps. Right now, no, absolutely not. It's bioresonant DNA. Once somebody gets your spit, your sputum, any bodily fluid from your trash, and I know this to be true because I can't count how many times people have picked up my trash, and they're not sanitation workers. Pick up my filthy refuse. I'm talking about eggshells, coffee grinds. How many of you people have seen people pick your trash up? I'm not talking about picking up an old air conditioner you might be able to fix, or picking up a little gadget like this. Maybe it's got a bad connection. I'll fix it. I saw a battery charger in our trash the other day. I would have messed with it, but it was so intertwined with all the trash. I'm like, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. You know, one of those $200 gadgets that you charge it up, and then if you ever need to jump your car, your truck, or jump somebody else, you don't have to worry about jumper cables. Just take this contraption over here, hook it up to your battery cables, and crank it on. I am talking about people taking your trash. So how are they going to get your DNA? Well, that's spit right there from tobacco. That's got plenty of DNA in it. Uh, these letters, these gum letters, that's got DNA on it. Those snot rags, a little tissue you blow snot into, that's got DNA. They get your DNA from your trash. And I know this because I've seen people collect my trash 4 times since 2008. collect my trash. Just average, everyday, ordinary people. I'm not talking about guys with the CIA or FBI guys. I'm just talking about everyday people because that's grunt work. The grunts go pick it up. They give it to, I guess, the handler, and then the handler makes sure it gets to the right channels. But once they get your trash and they get your DNA, they run it through a computer program and it will analyze your DNA and will find out what your bioresonant frequency is. A lot of people used to talk about, I see your aura. And I do think, I used to kind of doubt this, but people do have auras. I can't see it. I've heard people say, "Oh, you got a beautiful aura." I'm like, awesome. Some people, I think, maybe they have that gift. I don't know. I'm not banking on it. But we do as human beings, we have a frequency. Each and every one of us is just as unique as your fingerprint. Once you know someone's bioresonance frequency, you can tune into that person. And here's where I always had a problem with it. This is what I always had hard time wrapping my head around. I had a hard time wrapping my head around this because I'm like, well, how do I broadcast? How do they pick up my transmission? Because I'm not transmitting anything. And I had a conversation about 5 years ago with David Vaught's, former Naval Academy graduate. And he was trying to tell me, dude, your brain puts out 5 watts of electricity. And when he said that, he shut me up. I was a med surg nurse for 11 years, and I do know that our body has electricity in it. Our heart, it beats because there's electrical beat in there. A lot of times when people have arrhythmias, the only way they can get the natural rhythm back is click 'em, click 'em, hit them with 400 joules and knock them back into rhythm. Knock them back into normal sinus rhythm. Why? Because we are creatures that has electricity in us. The brain puts out about 5 watts. So imagine this: 20,000 miles up into the atmosphere, orbiting Earth. We've got, I don't know how many satellites. You get a satellite that can tune into you like you have a specific cell phone number, and they can call on you, they can listen to you, and they can put sounds and voices into your head. And they can. And I know this to be true because it's happened to me. I don't get people talking to me, but I've had people talk to me before. I've heard it. And it is just as clear as me putting on a set of headphones and listening to a song on the radio. Just that clear. Clarity. There's no, I wonder what he's trying to say because all I hear is, it's not like that. It was, do it. Do it. I was sitting at home one time and I was contemplating suicide. I had a 38 caliber pistol revolver. Didn't have anything in the chamber. I don't know why I was doing this, but I had to held the gun to my head. I mean, I know why I was doing it because I just lost my career as a nurse and I'm depressed. I'm very depressed. So spin the s- spin the revolver, and though there's no bullets in it, I pull the hammer back, and then I ease the hammer off, ease the trigger off, and then someone said, "Do it, do it." And you notice how I said, not do it, not do it, but do it. How many voices in the world is a psychotic person going to hear that sounds like some country bumpkin from the same area that I live in with the same dialect and the same country drawl? I'm pretty sure that you people listening to me can hear my East Texas Southern drawl. My drawl is nothing compared to a lot of these guys. I can talk like that, but I normally don't. But still, you can pick up my drawl. And this drawl was like, do it, do it. That was not the only other time. But we have technology that can put sound into your head. Any sound. It was about 2 or 3 months ago. One night I was laying in bed, and if I can whistle, because most of my teeth are gone now, I heard this. But it lasted long. It was about a 2 second whistle, like that. And I wake up, I come over here to my smoke alarm. I don't think there's any batteries in this one, but I went to my smoke alarm. I think I got another one somewhere. Anyway, I pressed the smoke alarm just to verify that it doesn't sound like, and it didn't. Something totally different. There's nothing in this tin box that I'm living in, this RV, that sounds like a human whistle like that. Not only that, when I endured my last campaign of harassment, somewhere early on in the campaign, I was very, very fatigued. I had to put up with a lot of stalking, a lot of vehicle harassment, and I'm laying in my bed and I'm like dog tired. And every time I'm about to drift off, I'd hear this doink, doink, like your TV remote, doink, doink. And it only happened as I'm about to drift off to sleep. Somebody, somebody that is sitting there in front of a computer screen that is pulling off my EEG, my electrical encephalogram. They know I'm about to fall asleep. Doink. Did it all night. I didn't sleep at all, but I said, if this is what y'all want to do, I'll go ahead and I'll get on Facebook, I'll get on YouTube, and we'll go DEFCON 5. I'll put your name out there. And it stopped. Because like I said, I know there's no doubt, not even the no. And if you ask me, how do I know? Well, there's this thing that's called directed conversations. If you're new to gang stalking, you have to look it up. But basically, what it is this: directed conversation is a way, it's a psychological method to talk to another person without talking to them. You talk around them. Let's say there's a guy right here and I want to harass him and let him know that someone gave me a script about an email or a conversation he had. Now, I don't know what's going on. I'm just a grunt. I'm just a lowly gang stalker. And I start talking about, and typically when they do this, they're looking at their phone to read the message that they're supposed to say. They'll never say, "Hey, Doug Jones, I read that your doctor says you got this and you got that." They will never call you out by name, but they will talk about other people. They will paint a picture that is all about your situation, and you're like stone cold crazy. So when they were doing this, they always kept saying this person's, it wasn't a name, a person's name, but they inferred this name as a person or an entity. And they're always saying Walmart is going to kill him. Walmart is going to kill that pedophile. And, it took like a week or two for this to sink in because I'm sitting here at my desk as a nurse writing on 45 different people every night that I'm taking care of. And then over a period of time, I start noticing they're talking about this Walmart guy and this other guy that's not being addressed by name, but he's a pedophile. Then I start listening to it and I'm like, they're inferring that. They're saying that about me. And this not only happened there, but it happened in other facilities that I worked at as a nurse. And if you go, well, dude, you're probably just schizophrenic. I was in my 40s when this happened. I was in my 40s. I was probably 45 when that was happening. If you have mental illness, and I'm going to tell you this as someone who is a former mental health paraprofessional, I worked as a mental health tech for 7 years, Russ State Hospital, Austin State Hospital, Andrew Center, and a couple of other facilities. As a mental health tech, people don't get crazy at 45 unless you're coming down with organic brain syndrome, which is typical of people who spent the first few decades of their life becoming a pickle, drinking liquor, Everclear, and stuff like that. That's how you get organic brain syndrome. That's one way. You don't become schizophrenic at 45. By the time you're in your early 20s and you get around to seeing a psychiatrist or is referred to one, there's been yellow flags all throughout your life. Well, he always kind of seemed kind of odd. No, it wasn't just odd. I mean, just really, really weird. And schizophrenia is a very, 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 very strange type of mental illness, unlike bipolar. Bipolar is, they keep saying it's a chemical imbalance. I don't know what it really is, but with bipolar, you get on the right medicine and you can be pretty much leveled out for the rest of your life. With schizophrenia, it's going to keep coming. I mean, you can take medicine, it'll get better. Take Geodon and Zyprexa and Seroquel and all these other medications, but you're not going to get on top of it and keep it in check. They're going to continue to have a lot of times in their life where they're going to be actively psychotic, hearing voices and seeing visions. Whereas people with bipolar, they typically don't experience that type of psychosis. They can, but it's typically not that way. And as far as me saying, well, you're just schizophrenic, cowboy, if that's what you're thinking, or cowgirl, go look up schizophrenia. You don't get it early, later in life. Out of all, I've dealt with thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are mentally ill, and I never one time took care of one person who had schizophrenia that developed it, even in their 30s. Typically, people that develop psychosis that don't have bipolar or schizophrenia, you know what the number one reason for that is? Drug abuse. Drug abuse is the number one reason for that. I've never been a drug user, anything like that. This whole program, the way it's set up, it's cleverly designed to make a person seem like they're mentally ill, especially someone that cannot articulate what the program and the effect of it is having on them. From 2004 until 2010, I could not articulate this, and every time I talk to someone, they're like, "Doug, you just sound crazy," and I'm like, I couldn't articulate it. I can articulate it now. I've done the research. The East Secret Stasi German police did the same damn thing from 1950 until the Berlin Wall came down. There is a museum in East Germany called the Stasi Archives. There's an aspect of this program that you're in the program, but if they ever call out a directive called Zersetzen. That means to totally annihilate and destroy the targeted individual. By that, I mean make them homeless, destitute, broke, eating out of trash cans, no friends, no family, no resources, no nothing. You take it all away from them. How can they do that? Stasi East Germany was a Marxist country. And in Marxism, they own your housing, they own your job, they own the gas station you go to, they own the bakery that makes the bread, they own the grocery stores, they own everything. So once again, we're tying this all back up and together. If this thing goes full tilt boogie and they want to go to a digital currency type thing, how are they going to enforce that? It's going to be through this program. This program is going to do a myriad amount of things, but one of the things I do believe, it is going to help be like a cow dog, like 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 an Australian shepherd. It's going to herd people to where you want them to go. So you start running this program on people, and the outliers, the people that don't want to participate, the people off the grid, you get their DNA, you put this technology on them, and you force them to capitulate. That's what you do. And this program can do that, especially especially true for people that have never ever been introduced to this, people that are naive in the sense of classified technology. They've never had it. Naive in the sense of never having any gang stalking, dark psychology run on them, classic conditioning, classical conditioning and behavior modification and psychological warfare. Typically, when that first happens to you, for the first year, you're losing your mind. I mean, it's like you're like, what is going on? Oh, this is just crazy. And then when you try to explain it to people and you don't know what's going on, it does sound crazy. It sounds very, very strange and bizarre. But those same people that years ago who I was trying to describe the program about to, they now listen to me because I've done the research. The technology is there. We have the technology. As a matter of fact, if there's anybody in here going, oh, it's a bunch of BS, this technology doesn't exist, we used it in the first Gulf War. When America was coming in to Iraq and invading Iraq, there were miles and miles and miles and miles and miles of Iraqi soldiers lining up on their borders. What the Americans did was use this classified electronic technology known as the voice of God weapon. Somehow or another, this technology, it piggybacks on radio waves that are already ubiquitous. Radio waves that are everywhere. It's like if I want to listen to AM radio right now, all I got to do is turn the AM station on. Why? Because the radio waves are here. If I want to listen to my favorite radio station here right now, FM, I just turn the radio on. All these, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of different r- radio frequencies right now. Citizen bands, shortwave, AM, FM, not counting all the gamma and all this other stuff that's coming from outer space. It's just a wide spectrum of radio waves. What they're able to do is piggyback on AM and FM radio waves, which are already everywhere. It somehow or another rides on the back of them, and wherever those waves go to, these waves go as well. And so, what they did to the Iraqi soldiers was do this: they had someone who spoke Arabic. We want you to no. How did they do it? The soldiers. This is Allah. I'm telling you to lay down your weapons and to surrender to the Americans. Once again, I am Allah. Surrender your weapons and lay them down for the Americans. Do you know how most people over there are? They're hyper religious, and they thought that they were hearing the voice of God. They thought they heard Allah, but it was just an interpreter speaking in Arabic. And what did they do? They laid all their weapons down. They stood out waving white flags. I mean, you can still see this. It's on YouTube. It's you can see it. There were so many people that surrendered that the American soldiers didn't have enough zip ties to zip ties these guys. But they used this technology. But once again, the whole point of this video is that I have never, not one time, in all the hundreds of videos I've uploaded, I've never one time said, "Oh man, they're hitting me with this, and they're causing my left toenail to curl up, and my left eyelid is rolling up, and I'm pooping in my pants." Or, I'm being a character about this. I'm not making fun of anybody. Not making fun of anybody. I'm just trying to dramatize what it's like. And there are people that do complain that my stomach hurts, I'm dizzy. I can't get out of bed. It's making me sleep. All these kind of things. And we do have this technology. We do. Like I said, I get up out of bed today and I'm dizzy and I'm like, oh well, it's just another one of them dizzy days. And then I remember last night I woke up in a pool of sweat in my bed. I'm like, well, that's been happening years. It see, this stuff happens to me so much that I just totally ignore the fact that it's probably classified electronic technology because I don't want to be a person that's going to hurl accusations at an entity that I can't even point out in the first place. this program. But when I got to my workplace today and I was just really tired, I'm walking around like, I'm like, God, man, dang, man, what's wrong? And then all of a sudden I start getting dizzy. I'm like, oh Lord, please, please help me. Then I have to lay down on a drop cloth and finish painting stuff on the lying areas. But the thing that really pushed me and drove me to do this is there's a targeted individual. He moved from Russia to the United States. His name is Dr. Lynn Bear. Uh, he's got a he's got a channel out. He does podcasting and whatnot. He's did a video with what's his name, Dr. Robert Duncan. He recently posted about vestibular, and this is what got me. I'll type this out for you. I saw something in a post that he sent me that said vestibular rehabilitation. Me being a med surg nurse, I knew that had something to do with part of the anatomy of the ear, and I'm like, "Well, this probably has something to do with balance." I looked at it. He tried the vestibular rehabilitation that his doctor suggested. His doctor is aware that he is suffering from this classified electronic technology. When I read about that, and he's been talking about how he's so dizzy, I said, "That's it, dude. That's it, man. That's it. We can't be quiet about this anymore. I can't pretend that, well, maybe it's something causing me this, and maybe the reason my stomach's cramping up is because I had surgery, and maybe the reason I'm nauseated all the time is because maybe I had surgery." It doesn't have anything to do with any of that. It's because of being hit with classified electronic technology. And I'm going to do whatever I can do to expose this to the public. There are two main objectives for this channel. Number one is Number one is to expose this program to the public, to the point to where we hear about it on Tucker Carlson, or we hear about it on Jesse Waters World, or we hear about it on Joe Rogan podcast, or Jordan Peterson talks about it, to where this is going to be a term, gang stalking, the program that is going to be addressed in America, because this thing, nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. And nothing is ever going to get done as far as advocacy for any of us if it doesn't become a household term and people don't talk about it. It's got to be talked about. So that's my number one objective. Number one, to expose this program. And now that, it's probably been about a month or two since I posted that up on my channel, perhaps they'll come after me. I don't know. I don't know. Number two, and this is for you, it is to help you, the targeted individual, know what you're dealing with, which is classical conditioning, behavior modification, aka operant conditioning, and psychological warfare, social engineering, advances in neuroscience, biomedicine, and all that. It's all kind of raffled in together. But it's to help you to understand what you're up against, and then to better yet, to help you to cope with it and to give you tips on how to mitigate the effects of all this. I still see a lot of people right now on Facebook groups. Yeah, man, I hunt my gang stalkers down, man, and I flip them off and I tell them all this kind of stuff. See, that's the objective number two. You don't have anything to do with these people. You don't talk to them. You don't engage them. If you see them over here at a gas station and you want to get gas, go somewhere else, or go to the other side of the station and get gas at a different pump. If they get around you and they want to start talking all this directed conversation nonsense, which is basically telling you about your business that they dug up through your trash or through an email or through a text or something like that, you don't want that either. You want to stay as far away from it as possible, because all of that stuff is designed and purpose to get into your head, so you'll marinate on this stuff, and it'll make you angry and make you want to act out like Myron May, Aaron Alexis, or Matthew Choi. And there have been a lot of school shootings. I don't know about school shootings, but mass shootings and other things that are happening in our society today. And I believe that this program also has something to do with that as well. And I think the reason that they're doing this is to push people to the brink of where they will shoot something up. Because why? This is going to help the liberal agenda, the Marxist left. If you keep having mass shootings, people are going to go, we need gun control. We need gun control, when gun control is not going to do any good. But politicians will load that up as their ammo. Next thing you know, they'll just take another way, another little gun right. And over the years, they'll take away so many gun rights that we're not even going to be able to have a goose gun. I think in Great Britain, you can have a goose gun. You know what that is? It's a shotgun to go pheasant hunting. And I think they limit the type of ammo. You can't have buckshot. What they want to do is limit us to where we can't have the right to bear arms anymore. And then once this whole Marxist agenda saturates America and it saturates the rest of the world, they're going to move in for the kill. And when they do, this program right here, what you're going through, what I'm going through, this program is going to be propagated worldwide. Mark my words. So, what else is this program used for? I mean, it is used for advances in neuroscience, advances in biomedical research, advances in psychology, psychiatry, and other types of health sciences. It really is advancing these things. I mean, you can't run this type of a study on a group of college kids and get this kind of data, because that's basically a controlled group. And with a controlled group, you're going to get control group responses. We are not a control group. You run these types of experiments on the public, and you're going to get real raw data. I'm telling you, people. Oh, one other thing I want to mention, if anybody could please, 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 yeah, I am begging for money. I am begging for money. Where did my mouse go? I am definitely begging for money. I'm hurting. I'm trying to find my mouse. I am definitely hurting. I haven't had a decent job since December the 8th. I did get a job a couple of weeks ago, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. I would have stayed with it, but it involved a skill that I just don't have, and that's soldering. I thought that when they told me the job's going to be soldering, I'm like, oh hell yeah, I know how to do that. I got a soldering gun right there down there in my drawer. I got a soldering gun, but this wasn't that kind of soldering. This was where you have to have, like, I can't remember what these deals are. You have to have these aluminum rods. You hold them. You get them all in this hand, and then in the same hand, you're going to hold a torch. And in this hand, you're going to have this little tool that's going to be able to pick this thing up and then put it on an air compressor. You know that gummit, I'm stammering. The kind of compressors that you use for to heat and cool your homes. So you take this gadget, you put it over here, you put it over there, and then you set that there, and you got like 8 things that are about as big around as a pin, and then you got this gadget in this hand, and you're sitting there and you're running a torch up and down it to try to melt the aluminum rod into the copper rod. And I just sucked at that. I melted everything. There were 3 of us in the class, and it was me, this young lady in her 20s, and this dude over here in his early 40s. He sucked. I sucked. She smoked both of us. She was able to get after it, and she had the eye hand coordination. She had perfect technique. I mean, she just smoked it. It was just not something that that I'm cut out to do. It just really wasn't. So that job didn't work out. But I went on a good interview yesterday, job that pays over 20. Next week, I'm going on another job interview that pays over 20. And between these two, I'm certain I'm going to get hired. But right now, I mean, look at my hands. I got paint on them. I've been painting and pressure washing. I got a pressure wash. I'm going all over Tyler, Texas, looking for work to the point that I'm practically giving my services away. I did a gas station, what's known on Gentry Parkway. I charged $100 for it. It took 5 hours, $20 an hour. Me using my gas, my chemicals, and cleaning the guy's parking lot off. I actually did extra work. I cleaned his storefront too, and the side of his building. And I was thinking, he might give me a little tip. Nah. I found another place the day before yesterday, and I'm like, I just need work, and this is a $150 job. I go, hey, I'll do this for 75. It's going to take me a couple of 2, 3 hours to do that. It's going to take me a couple of 2 or 3 hours to do that too. But I got to do what I got to do. I got to make money. But in between making money and finding a job, I'm hurting. I probably been to the well one time too many. I probably asked too many times for help, but I don't know what else to do, people. I'm not a thief. I'm not going to steal people's property, and I'm not selling drugs. I mean, what else can I do? Go rob a liquor store? I mean, sure, but if you can help out, great. But I'm going to say this flat out: if you don't have any money to donate, please don't donate. If you're a godly man or woman, and I'd appreciate your prayers. Aside from that, I mean, I spent practically this whole video, and I really didn't even cover that, but about once or twice. And I know that there's some snotty people on here that keeps, running their mouth about donations. But I tell you what, this church that I go to, I've been there like, I don't know, about 4 times. I was pressure washing it the day before yesterday, and we have a food pantry, and people drive around the church. They pull into our carport, then they drive out the back, and they go back out on the highway. We serve usually about 80 to 100 vehicles on Tuesdays. And I was out there pressure washing. It was cold the day before yesterday, and I see this dude come through. He's in a blue Corvette Stingray, probably a $85,000 car. He came through the pantry to get some groceries. That's how bad things are, you know. I know there's people out there. Oh man, why you begging? Why you ask for money? I tell you what, cowboy, I'm going to do what I got to do. If that means asking, I'm going to ask. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, I'm not going to ask nobody. I guess I'll just go out the right way, man. I guess I'll get evicted and I'll go sleep underneath the bridge, but I ain't going to ask nobody for nothing. That ain't me, cowboy. I'll swallow my pride to get something to eat. I will swallow my pride to put food in my pantry. Whatever I got to do to work, I swallow my pride. But I just wanted to throw that out there. And the main point of this video, though, is that I'm going to start talking about what this technology can really do. Because anybody who's watched any of my videos, you know damn good and well, I've never said, oh man, they're causing me to have this. Oh man, they're causing me to have that. I've never done that. And the reason I didn't do it is because I always felt that perhaps there is an underlying medical condition going on, and it's really a medical condition that's going on, and it's not what I think. It's not electronic harassment. But today, after just out of the clear blue sky, I'm just like I'm almost wobbling around, and my legs are like jello. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And then I come home, and I wake up in a pool of sweat last night, but then I come home and I read this excerpt that Dr. Lynn Bear put out about vestibular rehabilitation, and he's been hit by this technology to the point that he's nauseated, he's dizzy, he has headaches. I've been having these same things for years, people, and it's just not getting worse. This has got to be shut down. If we don't do anything about this, we're toast. America is toast. These liberals, they will control our country. They will forever control our country. And you people out there around Bullard, Flint, Tyler, and Smith County, Cherokee County, that are involved in my harassment, just know this. The more you play around in this Marxist playground, the more support you're giving these liberals. You're giving them support by playing in their playground. You're not being any different than these people that are over here voting Democrat and getting free handouts. And the only reason they vote Democrat is because they want something free housing, free welfare, uh, free food, free government cheese, free. And if you ask them who you're voting for, I don't know. I'm just going to vote straight Democrat. Who's going to be president? I can't tell you that, but I'm voting Democrat. Then if I was to ask you who you're voting, you know damn good and well who I'm voting for. I'm voting for Trump. But if I was to ask you this, are you really voting for Trump? Because when you participate in this program, you're voting for a liberal Marxist agenda. Because this program is not being ran by Republicans or independents or conservatives. This program is being run by the liberal left Marxist elite. And you ought to know that. So if you know that, you ought to stop playing around in this mess and get away from it. Because the more you participate in this stuff, the more you're damaging our country. And one of these days, it's going to come back, maybe not to haunt you, but your children and your grandchildren. Because there's going to come a point in time when this program is not going to recognize anything that you've done for it. It's not. It's not going to help you out at all. It ain't going to help your kinfolk out either. You need to leave this program alone. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to go ahead and throw that out there. Anybody got anything you want to add? I haven't even read a comment, man. My bad. And boy, there's been a lot of comments. Wow, a lot. Oh my goodness. Let me give some shout outs. Jerry Shaw, what's up? Too Mean, Irene, what's up? Venice's Motivation Channel. I'm sorry to hear you're getting targeted. Soft White Underbelly. Yeah, I've seen that. Bora Bora, what's up? 1111, make a wish. I don't know what that means. Jerry Shaw, what's up? Truth Serum, what's up? Louis Bettencourt. Do they ever show you holograms? No, I don't get anything like that. If you fry me at work, I usually have to urinate 5 times in 10 hours. Dude, I piss all the time, but that's nothing new for me. It's never have been. Jerry, how do we turn a Havana syndrome off? I don't know, but if you get classified electronic technology, one of the things you can try is binaural beats, which you can find on YouTube. I'm just reading. I'm kind of slow. Jeff, the American guinea pig and cash cow. Too mean. Mr. Beachwalker. I'm just going to read these things and I'm gonna get out of here. I haven't had a chance to read because I've been busy. No sex outside marriage, no drinking to get drunk, quit using God's name in vain, trust, believe, and quit thinking you are a victim. You're a chosen one. The devil doesn't mess with what he owns. Psalms 5. This dude, this talking Christianity, I'm going to tell you this, people, right now. I'm saved. I got saved a long time ago, but I strayed. I came back to the Lord in August of 2021, about 7 days to 10 days before all this started again. And I made a decision right then and there before this started up again, just a few days, that I'm going to follow the Lord, and I'm going to do whatever I can to give up this sinful life. And since then, I've been pursuing the Lord. Uh, I can tell you, if it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't know how to cope with any of this. God will help you cope, and He'll help you to endure all this. But if you're one of those people that get caught up in these people, what is it? Like Benny Hinn and Kenneth Copeland. Oh, donate some money to the Lord, and He'll wrap you up in a warm, fuzzy blanket, give you whatever you want to. That's not the Jesus Christ I know. Oh my goodness, I'm just trying to see what I can read here. I can't. Most of you people had a lot of people posting. All right, I really don't see anything. I don't see anything. Anybody else got anything to say before we get out of here? Nope. I don't even know how many people are here. Hey, if you guys could, would you smash that like button on the way out? That'll help YouTube recommend this video and this channel to other targeted individuals, and potentially help other non-targeted individuals find this channel as well. I'm gonna have to leave this right here and close it out for the night. But I do appreciate you guys watching. Let me see what the statistics said. Wow, we've had 182 views, and the average view duration was 22 minutes and 39 seconds. At I was seeing something a while ago that said we had upwards of 45 viewers at one time. That's pretty good. Right now it says we have 31. Can you guys please smash that like button on the way out? Before we get out of here, everybody hit that like button. Just it helps the channel out. All right, folks, I'm going to shut it down. Please hit that like button. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe because you know whether or not you like this or not. But anyway, I just wanted to put this out there about this whole getting nauseated, night sweats, elevated blood pressure, cramps in my stomach, all this stuff. It's just too much to happen to a person to really think that, well, maybe I'm just getting old and this is what's supposed to be happening. It's not. It's not. I've been my head has been buried in the sand, so to speak. I've been intentionally not saying anything about this because I don't want to be that person that's, oh man, I got this going on and I got that going on and I got this. I'm not making fun of people, but I have seen people on Facebook and it's like, oh, they make me hold my poop. Oh, they make me pee. And all that kind of seems nutty to me. But the whole part of me being dizzy, me being sick, me being waking up with a pool of sweat. I mean, I've been talking to my doctor about this pool of sweat thing since around 2008 when it first happened, and they can't find any problems with it. But it has to be from this. I don't know what it could be from. I don't take any medicine that would cause me to sweat like this. I don't have a medical condition that could lead me to sweat like this. I don't have any other type of condition that would lead me to have vertigo like this. Not only that, I've had chronic headaches. I've had elevated blood pressure. It's the technology. These people that I'm working with, they told me that once we started working together, they go, just keep an eye out because now that you're working with us, which is the advocacy group, they're probably going to come after you. It's a sad, sad thing in our country, man. This is a sad thing, man. It's sad that Americans are doing this to an American. I ain't done nothing wrong, but they're gonna. Why are you doing this to me? Hey, bud, it's just a paycheck, man. Dadgummit, man. I gotta make a living somehow or another. So you gotta make a living by uh, playing with a computer and seeing to it I get sick. Well, I gotta do what I gotta do. Well, don't you care about your country? I do, I do, I do. But there's nothing I can do about this. Because if I don't go along with this, they're gonna do it to me. And that's basically what happens. There are a lot of people in our government that want to blow the whistle, but who's afraid to blow the whistle because they're afraid of what's going to happen. And I will tell you this, and then I'll shut it down. I really do believe that every single person that works for this program, their DNA has been collected. So let's say you work in a computer lab somewhere and you're the one that's programming this type of brain wave to be sent to you to make you feel sick. They know that if they were to pull an Edward Snowden, they would call them up with a bioresonant frequency and they would make them sick. They would cause them unrelenting trauma and torture by way of this classified electronic technology. And I think it's because of that reason alone that most people are not coming forward about this. Not most people, but all. If there was a way that people on the inside, I'm not talking about perps, I'm not talking about the people on the street, I'm talking about the people who work in a cubicle somewhere for the federal government who is a part of this program. I think that these people probably would say something if they could. But I believe since Edward Snowden happened, that they're like, forget that. We don't want any more Snowdens. We don't want any more Edward Snowdens. And we're going to get the DNA of everybody and we're going to passively listen to everybody. So that means like I'm a targeted individual. They can hear anything I say 24/7, whether it's due to EEG, transcoded speech, hear what I hear, see what I see, all that kind of stuff. They're doing the same thing to them. They know that they're being monitored, whether they like it or not. And they know that if they come out and they spill the beans, they're going to come after them and they're going to torture them. This is America, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe it. I love this country, man. I love this country so much, man. But I can't stand this. I wouldn't do this to my worst freaking enemy. I wouldn't do it to anybody, man. I wouldn't do this to anybody. Nobody deserves this. This is immoral and it's wrong. It's so wrong, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to shut this down. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for watching the program. And if you can donate a coin or two, I'd appreciate it. But if you can't, please say a prayer for me at the very least. But I am hurting financially. The only groceries I got right now is what I'm getting from my church. So all I'm eating right now is mostly low quality hamburger meat and rice. I mean, but hey, at least I got something to eat. I mean, I'm thankful. But anyway, y'all have a good night and God bless. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Looks like I was probably broadcasting two channels of this. I don't know. Anyway. I've been posting to the wrong channel. I did. I had two of these going at the same time. Isn't that something? All right. Anyway, trying to end this thing.